Hello, everyone. In Hollywood, there are mistakes you can survive. You can fall into addiction. You can be exposed in scandal. You can humiliate yourself in front of millions and still claw your way back. But there was one unforgivable crime that ended careers instantly. You do not cross Johnny Carson. For more than 30 years, The Tonight Show was not just a television program, it was a kingdom. And Johnny Carson was not simply a host, he was the uncrowned king of American television. One invitation from him could lift a nobody into immortality. One silent decision could erase a star as if they had never existed. Thousands walked into that studio believing fame made them untouchable. 9 of them learned, painfully, that power always has a price. This is not gossip. This is a tragedy. This is the story of the people Johnny Carson erased forever. During the height of his reign, only one woman was considered family by Johnny Carson. Her name was Joan Rivers. Their bond felt unbreakable. When Joan first appeared on The Tonight Show in 1965, she was an unknown comedian fighting for survival. Johnny laughed so hard, he wiped tears from his eyes and declared on live television that she was a star. That single moment changed her destiny. Johnny didn't just support her, he elevated her. When he went on vacation, Joan Rivers was the only person trusted to sit in his chair. America believed she was his successor, his television daughter. But trust, once broken, cuts deeper than hatred. In 1986, afraid NBC would replace her with younger talent, Joan secretly signed a deal with Fox to host a competing late-night show. She didn't tell Johnny. He found out through the press. The man who built her career was the last to know. When Joan called his private number, her voice trembled. She expected anger, maybe even shouting. Instead, Johnny's voice was calm, distant, unfamiliar. He congratulated her. Then he hung up. That was the last time they ever spoke. From that moment on, Joan Rivers ceased to exist in Johnny's world. She was banned from The Tonight Show for life. Her name was never mentioned again. Even when her show failed, even when her husband took his own life, Johnny never broke the silence. 19 years passed. He died without forgiving her. Wayne Newton, known as Mr. Las Vegas, glittered with charm and confidence. But Johnny Carson regularly mocked him on air, making jokes about his masculinity. Night after night, the audience laughed. Wayne endured quietly, asking producers to stop. Nothing changed. One day, Wayne snapped. He didn't call lawyers. He didn't threaten lawsuits. He drove straight to NBC Burbank. Using his fame, he walked through security and entered Johnny Carson's dressing room without permission. According to Wayne himself, he grabbed Johnny by the lapels, pinned him to the chair, and threatened him with violence if the jokes continued. Johnny Carson, a man who despised physical confrontation, looked into Wayne's eyes and understood he wasn't bluffing. The jokes stopped immediately. But so did Wayne's career on The Tonight Show. Johnny never mentioned his name again. Wayne won the battle, but Johnny Carson won the war. Wayne was erased quietly and completely.
In the 1970s, Chevy Chase was one of the biggest stars in America. Handsome, reckless, and wildly successful on Saturday Night Live, he seemed unstoppable. Johnny initially admired his talent, but quickly grew to despise his character. Backstage, Chevy treated staff like servants. He yelled at makeup artists, mocked assistants, and radiated arrogance. On air, he interrupted Johnny, leaned back smugly, and behaved as if the show needed him more than he needed the show. Johnny Carson respected everyone, from janitors to senators. cruelty disguised as comedy disgusted him. Without argument or drama, Johnny quietly told his producer he never wanted to see Chevy Chase again. No announcement was made. The invitations simply stopped. While other comedians returned again and again, Chevy Chase slowly vanished from Johnny's world. Talent could not save him from his own attitude. In 1968, Johnny Carson invited Jim Garrison, the New Orleans district attorney who claimed to possess shocking evidence about the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Johnny believed in truth and gave him unprecedented airtime. What followed was chaos. Jim Garrison arrived with blurry photos, vague accusations, and no proof. Live on air, Johnny Carson realized he was exploiting national tragedy. The host turned prosecutor, dismantling every claim in real time. Afterward, Carson was furious. Garrison was permanently banned from NBC. Years earlier, Carson had exposed another fraud. On The Tonight Show, psychic Uri Geller claimed he could bend spoons with his mind. Carson ensured all props were untouched. Live on air, nothing worked. Carson said nothing. Silence did the damage. Milton Berle, known as Mr. Television, was a legend who could not accept that his crown had been passed on. When he appeared on The Tonight Show, he treated the stage as if it still belonged to him. He interrupted Johnny Carson, hijacked attention, smoked cigars in the studio, and even touched Johnny, despite knowing how deeply he despised it. But the breaking point came when Milton openly tried to instruct Johnny on how comedy should be done, on Johnny's own show. Each appearance left Johnny drained and irritated. Out of respect for Milton's historic legacy, there was no public ban or confrontation. Instead, the punishment was quieter and far more painful. The invitation slowly stopped, the spotlight moved on, and the former king faded into silence. Raymond Burr was worshipped by audiences as Perry Mason and Ironside, a man who commanded authority with every word on screen. But when the cameras rolled on The Tonight Show, that power vanished. Off-screen, Raymond was painfully quiet, stiff and humorless. Johnny Carson tried everything: clever jokes, warm stories, bursts of energy, but each attempt died in mid-air. Raymond answered with single words, leaving silence to swallow the studio. Dead air was Johnny's greatest fear, and that interview felt like torture. When it finally ended, Johnny joked that he'd rather undergo surgery than relive that moment. Raymond Burr was never given priority again. In the 1970s, Raymond O'Neal was Hollywood royalty, a golden boy admired by millions. But on The Tonight Show, he appeared bored and arrogant, feet stretched out, eyes drifting, answers cold and dismissive. He treated the show like an inconvenience. Johnny felt insulted in his own house. Quietly, he said, if he doesn't want to be here, don't invite him again. And just like that, the invitation stopped. The final name is the most ironic of all, Bob Hope. To America, he was a treasure, a symbol of laughter and patriotism. But behind the curtain, Johnny Carson endured him rather than welcomed him. Bob Hope never truly listened. He didn't respond to Johnny's questions. He waited for his turn to deliver rehearsed jokes, firing them off like a machine programmed long before the cameras rolled. Johnny, a master of timing and improvisation, felt reduced to a prop in Bob's one-man performance. There was no conversation, no connection, only a rigid monologue disguised as charm. Yet, Bob Hope was too powerful to refuse. He didn't wait for invitations. He announced his arrival, backed by network pressure and ratings. The smile Johnny gave Bob Hope was the fakest smile of his career, stretched thin by obligation. Bob Hope became the only man Johnny Carson couldn't ban, and the only guest who never reached his heart. 9 maims, 9 lessons. Johnny Carson's chair was never just a seat, it was a final test. Talent opened the door, but character decided who survived. Once Johnny erased you, there was no return. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden Hollywood truths. Thanks for watching.